Hello, morning everyone. Welcome back to my live broadcast. Today is 21st November 2020, Tuesday today, right? Okay, so topic for today, we talk about the EV superstars like Li Auto, XPeng, Tesla, and NIO. That's for US market, and also some superstars in Singapore like Sites and ComfortDelGro, right? So they are glaring our eyes. And have you been a lucky dog to buy them ahead of time and you're still holding? If you are, then if you have bought and you are still holding, then you are the lucky dog, right? But not everyone can be the lucky dog, right? So then for those who are not the lucky dogs, then what stocks to watch? Okay, so that's the topic for today. And also the second part is about individual stock diagnosis. I just wrote in the comment zone, if you'd like me to diagnose your stocks, you WhatsApp me privately your stock name. This is my WhatsApp number 6592312309. Alright? And before we begin, I still need to remind you that all the stocks mentioned in the video are for the purpose of demonstration and education, not recommendation. Investors should be aware of the risks involved in stock trading, take full responsibilities for their own tradings. Okay, so firstly, let's check the market for the US and also the Singapore market, because yesterday, Monday, we have news again for AstraZeneca vaccine, right? Also turned out to be quite effective. Not as the efficiency rate is not as high as Moderna and also previously Pfizer, but still okay, right? So that's again good news for the stock market. But the effect is not as dramatic as previously on the stock market. Effect of the vaccine news not as dramatic as previous several times, right? And what we see is currently the market is reluctant to drop, right? So it's just a sideways there. This is for Nasdaq. Nasdaq recently has been a bit weak because the high-tech giants are not that strong. Sideways there recently, like Apple last night it dropped quite a lot. No, more than 2%, right? More than 2% drop for Apple, and also for the other several high-tech giants, not so strong. That's why for Nasdaq, now it remains the weakest, but still, we mentioned it's still above the previous gap here, support level. The price didn't drop below. As long as the price remains above this previous upward gap, the bottom here, so the upward momentum is still there. The big correction or the forceful correction, at least for short term, would not come. Maybe it would drop below, but maybe it would not. It just sideways there and then turn upward again, hit the new high, then continue going up. That's for Nasdaq. And then for S&P 500 also, the price remain, SPX. I think the chart, something wrong with the chart. Let me close the software first. Open the software again, something wrong. Okay, so as long as the indexes remain stable, means as long as there's no big drops. And then for individual stocks, we always have a lot of opportunities, either for US market or for Singapore market, right? So if we check SPX, okay, so I think the chart not quite right. Okay, so SPX also remain above the significant support level here. And then for Dow Jones, see the previous gap, quite a strong support. The price now remains safely above, and Dow Jones rebounded last night actually, right? So for the indexes, as long as they remain stable, either go up or either sideways, individual stocks, a lot of chances. And then we see the electric vehicles still so strong recently, and last night also quite strong. Let's say NIO. NIO. Okay, so NIO has remained quite strong recently. The rally here, this is for short-term trading, we say there is a rally, and then the price, after this rally for short-term, the price didn't drop. It's so crazy. Last night it turned to first red circle again. All right, it's the first red circle again. So theoretically speaking, this is another buy point for short term. All right, so if you fear that it's already very high now for short term, and even with no correction, the market give you another buy point again. So if you have such fears, then maybe you want to stay sidelined. That's for conservative investors. But if you are the aggressive type and you're willing to take some sort of risks, and also you have the capacity to handle such kind of risks, you can totally follow the indicator here. First red circle, then as long as the price remain above the high of this first red circle candle here, we would be quite safe. The upward momentum would remain recently. Okay, so for NIO, you want to take it or not, the second buy point again for short-term trading. Different investors may be different strategies or different choices. There's no exactly right or wrong strategy, completely or absolutely right or wrong strategies. Only for different people, strategies, this kind of strategy is good, and then for the others, maybe this strategy is not a good one. So it depends on your own situation. I have mentioned in my previous videos. Firstly, your risk appetite, how much risks you are willing to take. Secondly, your capacity to handle risks. You need to make sure that your risk appetite and also your capacity to handle risks, they match each other. If they don't match, then that's tragedy, or you cannot maximize your profit in the market. All right, so for NIO, it's another buy point again, first red circle. You want to take it or not, depends on your own situation. All right. So this is for NIO, and then for XPeng. Well, XPeng is so high now, no buy points. It's just a holding. Keep holding. If previously you have bought at the second red circle here, right? Second red circle, or the third day gap up open, you buy immediately. Also can, because that's when the upward gap break up the previous high, right? And then you bought, and then previously people have felt that it's quite high, right? So many people were hesitating whether or not they should sell after this 2 days big rally. And then it turned out that it's quite strong, remain quite strong here. The price never really dropped below the half of this long bullish candle here. I mentioned about the half level of long bullish or bearish candle for many times. You see, it applies for many situations. It's quite a practical, effective method to judge for short-term momentum, upward momentum is still strong or turned weak already. All right. So you see, it has been strong all the time until now, right? So that's I mentioned, if you really don't want to be so troublesome, right? You take the simplest method to decide your buy and sell point, which is you just follow the circle, right? So you follow the first recircle, the second day you buy, or the third day you buy, then it's recircle all the time. You can keep holding until now. Then your profit would be maximized. Then some members might argue that, what if, let's say, back at this timing, because the price is very far away from the recircle, what if the price is just a drop, keep drop to touch the recircle? So then I will lose most of my profit, right? Okay, so I have mentioned this, I have told you how to deal with this previously. Firstly, you can check the half of the long bullish candle, which is what we were doing previously, right? And then secondly is, actually, if you just simply follow the recircle, a turned white circle, right? Then you sell. Then no profit, right? So I will not care. It doesn't matter, because you follow the circle to sell. So then for many times, you would be able to catch such kind of big profits. The price, it didn't drop to touch the recircle, and it's recircle all the time until now, like Xpeng. Then your profit will be maximized. But on the other hand, even if the price is dropped to the recircle, the circle turned white, I sell, right? I have no profit, but at least I can break even, or I still can have some small profits. So means what? Our trading strategy would always be safety first, and then secondly, how much profit we can make. And then secondly, the strategy is you need to follow a trading system which can be copied, which is replicable, which is not only which doesn't only depend on luck. If you have bought Xpeng or NIO, and then just out of luck, and you were holding until now just out of luck, you don't know why you were holding, why you can make money for this round. Then in future you will not catch this kind of opportunity again, because you are just making profit because of luck. Being the lucky dog may not necessarily be the good thing, because stock investment is not a one-time gambling. It's a repetitive game, right? Means the real winners in the market, they can make constant profits. Maybe for this time, the profit these winners have made not as much as the lucky dog. Let's say for NIO or Xpeng this time, right? You were the lucky dog maybe, but in the long run, those real winners, they make much more profit than you, or than those who are the lucky dog, because of just the luck. They don't know that much about the regularities of stock market, and they don't have their own replicable, effective trading rules and trading system. Alright, so what I mean is, let's say for Xpeng, right? So you follow the recircle. That's the method that is replicable, and this method success rate is very high. So if you keep following this strategy, that's how you can secure the profit here until now. That's more than 230% of profit. So in just 15 days. Okay, so as long as you follow the trading system, you will be able to get such kind of great profit in future. And also the precondition is you are quite safe, because the circle will tell you the stop loss. You would not lose much. That's how we can become constant winners in the market, not just the lucky dog. No one can be lucky dog all the time. Maybe you are the lucky dog this time, but how about next time? Will you still be the lucky dog? Do you still have confidence to be the lucky dog next time? So if you want to catch more and more such kind of big rallies, you better set up your effective trading system. Okay, so this is the trading system of Homely, the basic model here. I have shared with you all the time, and then you see time would verify everything. So you follow. That's how we can secure the profit for NIO Xpeng this time. And then also for Li Auto, it has been quite strong, right? It has been quite strong. And then even if you follow the red circle, yes, it's the same. You can safely secure the profit here for short-term trading. That's why I mentioned you buy and sell based on the red and white circle, right? That sometimes you may not catch the biggest profit. Because the moment you sell, it's already a bit far away from the high, but for many times you can maximize your profits. Okay, this is the simplest way, but very effective way to make sure you have a big profits. You will be able to maximize your profit. Okay, so then this is for the electric vehicles, right? And for US market. And then for Singapore market, we also have superstars like SATS. You remember when I talk about SATS, that's when we had the news. That should be Monday. The news came out that Monday, maybe that's 8th November. Is it 8th November? Let's check. 8th November, around that timing, we had the news that SATS would be able to transport the Pfizer's vaccine, because Pfizer vaccine need to be restored at a low temperature as low as -70 degrees, right? So after that news, then it has been quite strong all the time, right? And then if you have been the lucky dog and keep holding, following the circle here, right? Then you just keep holding. And then if it turns white circle in near future, then you just sell. Okay, so SATS. And also for ComfortDelGro. ComfortDelGro, I also mentioned this around this upward gap. I don't know whether or not you still remember. I mentioned when the price gave us the around here. When the price around here, 13th November, I cannot remember exactly the date. I mentioned because I said at that moment that the pattern here is quite beautiful, and this stock at the bottom, and this is some stock of value at a low position with solid bottom already built, right? And then I mentioned the target. Remember, I mentioned the first target is the white line of Homely Rainbow, right? And then we see until now, the price already, today actually it already reached the, I'll break up the white line of Homely Rainbow. ComfortDelGro. Let's check the real-time chart. C52. Okay, so today is a big rally, more than 5%. If I bring out Homely Rainbow for you to check. Okay, so yes, the price already break up the white line of Homely Rainbow. Both of Dark Horse, it has been quite strong now, right? So if you have already bought it in advance and then keep holding until now, then you just keep holding and then when to sell. If you feel frightened by the height, I mentioned half level of this current long bullish candle. So if tomorrow the price drop below the half of the long bullish candle body, you can sell, or else you can keep holding. And in future, if there is a new long bullish candle, you check the half of the body of that new long bullish candle. So this is how you can maximize your profit. And don't forget our easiest way to sell, which is you simply follow the red circle. That would make things so much more easier for you, but the success rate is high, and in the long run, you can always maximize your profits. All right, so this is for some superstars like the U.S. market, the EV stocks, and then for Singapore market, we have SETS and we have ComfortDelGro, right? And then if you let's say you're not that lucky. Previously, you didn't buy in. You failed to buy in those stocks. Now they're already very high, right? So it's not that wise to chase after the rally. So then, what stocks to watch for those who are not the lucky dogs, who have been able to buy those superstars in advance? So remember yesterday I mentioned for Singapore markets, I mentioned Olam, right? Olam. Okay, so you see, it's maybe the rally is not that strong as ComfortDelGro, but it's still quite a forceful rally. Today, 2.72%. If yesterday, when the market opened, you have been able to bought until now, you also would be able to secure some profit around 5 or 6% until now, right? And this is for Olam. Yesterday, I already shared with you my point of view why this one is a good one, the pattern why is beautiful, right? And also I have shared with you the resistance levels above. I hope you still can remember, right? And then apart from Olam, I also mentioned 1D1 unusual. Didn't go up much, but I mentioned the pattern here is beautiful. I also mentioned for this one, the white lines, some sort of resistance here, right? I mentioned the resistance, but I also mentioned as long as the big boys can be strong and can even increase, then it's very high probability that the price can break up the white lines and continue going up. I also shared with you why this year the rising space is good, why this one is a good pattern, right? And also the other one, I mentioned P8Z. For this one, I mentioned the problem is the big boy is not so strong. The big boy is a bit weak. The pattern here is okay. This is a beautiful pattern here. Only that the big boys, the participants is not strong enough. Okay, so we have big boys now just around 25%. We need to see whether or not price can, big boys can increase. But if you feel this is a good pattern and now the price is not that high, right? Maybe you want to try to buy some and then to see the effect. What if in future the big boys increase, then there would be a big profit waiting for you, just like the current superstars, ComfortDelGro or SETS. And what if it didn't work out in your favor, right? So it didn't go up like you have imagined, have planned, then don't forget your stop loss. I mentioned yesterday, the trading strategy for current market is for short term. you do the speculation, short-term speculation. Medium-term to long, maybe previously you already opened a position in those blue chips like the banks for medium-term to long. Then for those positions you can keep. But for short-term, if you are planning to buy recently, when the market is already so high, when correction might come at any moment, you better do some short-term speculation, means stop loss, very important. Once the price go against your favor, you should stop loss immediately, right? So this is the several stocks I mentioned yesterday, and today I found another stock, Sembcorp Marine, begin to move up again after some short-term sideway. And yesterday, actually that's the first recircle. And then today, the recircle, the buy point confirmed immediately when the market opened. If you are a very fast investor here, short-term investor here, you should have been able to bought in early this morning for this one, Sembcorp Marine. So it's the same type as iFast. So iFast today a drop a bit, but the pattern here is still beautiful, it's still quite stable. So I mentioned maybe we cannot be the lucky dog all the times, means maybe you cannot buy so strong stocks like the electric vehicles or the sites, these strong stocks who have been up a lot for short term. Maybe you cannot get such kind of opportunities all the time, but as long as your trading system is an effective one, is replicable in future, in the long run, you can earn much more profit, okay, than those who just get this profit out of luck. Okay, so that's totally different. So for iFast, I'm still currently holding this one. I'm still holding for this one. And for Sembcorp Marine, that's another first recircle again after some long, sideway there for short term, right? So this is for Singapore market. And then for US market, yesterday I also mentioned several stocks, right? So Zillow, remember? I mentioned Zillow. So Zillow, yesterday it went up a bit. So the rally is not as strong as Tesla or NIO or Xpeng or Li Auto, right? These are the superstars now. But as long as we can make some profit, we should feel happy. If you are so greedy, you are always so greedy, sooner or later you might lose a lot. So yes, don't be so greedy. Okay, so this is for Zillow I mentioned. And then I also mentioned Sea Limited, right? So Sea Limited, it didn't move much last night, just a doji here. So the buy point, if we trade based on the first recircle, the buy point is not yet confirmed. But as long as the price remains above the half of this long bullish candle, which will be your stop loss if you have bought yesterday or you intend to buy in near future, as long as the price above the half of this long bullish candle, we are quite safe. Or put in another way, if the price drop below the half, maybe you should consider stop loss first for short-term trading. Alright, so and then the other one I mentioned Twitter. I also said the pattern there is not as beautiful as Zillow because we still have some retailers. Okay, retailers still there. First recircle yesterday, we see the price still remain below the high of the first recircle candle here. It may still have an opportunity in near future, but the previous upward gap I mentioned, right? So the price should break up the bottom of this previous upward gap, the previous downward gap, so that the rising space might be from the bottom to the top of the downward gap here. And then if the big boys can be quite strong, it might be able to break up the resistance here at the bottom of the previous downward gap. All right. So that's for the stocks to watch if you are not the lucky dog to have been able to buy the EV stocks or Singapore, the superstars like ComfortDelGro or SATS. Alright, so that's all I want to share with you today. So do you have stocks to diagnose? So no one wants to diagnose any stock? Alright, so if you don't have stocks to diagnose, then I will call it a day. But before we finish, yes, this is my Facebook public page, right? So I hope that you can give me thumb ups if you like this video, and also can share with your friends, so that I can be more motivated to produce more splendid contents in future. Alright, so that's all for today. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.